Hey, what's going on, Weavers? Tim here again, and in this episode we will be making a paracord bracelet that's absolutely magnetic. So this paracord bracelet has a powerful magnet as the clasp, which makes it very easy to put on and take off. The magnet I have on here is also particularly strong, so I'm sure it could be used in many other ways as well in specific situations. But other than that, this makes for a really interesting clasp method. So we are making this as a cobra knot bracelet, but at the end of the video I will also show you how to make this as a snake knot or fishtail. So that being said, let's get into it. In terms of materials, I have my paracord as well as my magnetic clasp. This clasp is actually a magnetic keeper that you can use for keychains as well as fly fishing of all things. And as you can see, this magnet is super strong, so strong in fact I would be careful with it around sensitive instruments. To start off, this magnetic keeper came with 2 key rings on each side, and I do not need those, so I'm just going to remove them. Then with my paracord, I'm going to snip one end of the paracord at an angle and then melt it with my lighter to form it into a point. From there, I'm going to pass the paracord through one side of the magnetic keeper, then even out the cords on both sides. Then going back up to the other side of the keeper, I'm going to pass one end of the paracord through the hole, and this is the non-pointed end. And with that end through, I'm going to then pass the other pointed end through. And this works because obviously the holes on the keeper are large enough to accommodate 2 strands of paracord going through, albeit just enough. Now this might be a little bit difficult, so use whatever you need to get the other end through. I found that using a spike to push it through while twisting and pushing the cords does work quite well. So just work those cords through gradually. With the second cord through, you're going to get both cords even, and you're also going to determine your bracelet size at this point as well. Your cords could get twisted at this point, so just untwist the cord as you pull it through, or work it back and forth to get the twists out. From here, we can now start making our bracelet. I've got my top magnet attached to a chunk of metal, just to make it easier to work on. Now we're going to start weaving with the left cord, and I'm going to pass it over the core strands, and then under the right strand. The right strand goes behind and then out the left crook, and then pull the cobra knot closed and tight. Next, the right strand goes over the core, left goes over top the right, behind the core, and then out the crook on the right. Pull tight and cinch it up. You can also pull down on the core strands to tighten up the knots. From there, continue all the way down the core strands until you reach the bottom. At that point, I'm going to do the clean finish, loosen the last knot, and on the back of the bracelet, pass the now right strand under the last cobra knot. Pull tight and close that knot off. From there, just snip and melt the cords where they are and press down on them to lock them in place. Now that was the cobra knot, but you can also tie snake knots. From the same starting position, take the left cord and make an underhand loop around the core and the right strand. The right cord wraps behind and around to the left side, to the front, and then through the loop on the right. Cinch up that knot and pull it tight. Continue this process down your core and just snip and melt the cords on the sides when you're done. Lastly, if you want to do the fishtail, from the same starting position again, pass the right cord through the middle, then the left cord through the middle. Push the cords up and then repeat the same process. I'm always passing the right cord through, then the left. When you get down to the last knot, both cords will be coming out the back, and then just snip and melt the cords where they are. So there we have it, weavers, a paracord bracelet with a magnetic clasp. It's very easy to take on and off, and also a very interesting way to close your bracelet. Hope you all enjoyed this video, and a huge thank you to all my Patreon supporters who make videos like this possible. If you want access to exclusive content and the Weavers of Eternity Discord, and want to support the channel directly, please feel free to check out my Patreon page. You can join for as little as $3 a month. You can also support the channel by liking the video, commenting, and subscribing. If you enjoyed the content here, please feel free to check out what I have to offer on the rest of my channel.